Hi guys, welcome to the Juggling Intermediate class. We'll be using 2 weights today, a light, super light dumbbell, something that you can very easily toss between both hands, and then a super light kettlebell. This is a 6-kilo bell. Be sure to have some water, and these classes don't come with music, so put your own on, turn it up, and let's begin. We'll start with 3 breaths at the middle of the mat. Inhale, arms reach overhead, eyes look up, and exhale, hands pass through heart center. On your next inhale, biceps by ears, mini back bend, and exhale through heart center. Inhale, full breath. Exhale out the mouth. Next inhale, arms reach, fold forward, and find a forward fold. Bend your knees a lot, allow your lower back to release. On your inhale, halfway lift with a flat back and hands on your shins or thighs. Exhale to forward fold, inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift, tailbone extends, crown of the head moves forward, belly tight. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, downward facing dog. Hands come to the mat, feet step back, tailbone to the sky. Press your heart forward so that your chest comes closer to your thighs and pedal it out. Pressing through the heels of your hands, drive the heels down. Cobra. Inhale to a modified plank position and lower your belly all the way down to the floor. Hands are by your rib cage. Top of the head, down on the mat. Inhale, head and chest lift. Belly pulls in tight. Tops of the feet push down. And exhale, release back to a child's pose. Knees wide. Big toes touch, hips to heels, and rock side to side. Massaging your hips, pressing your palms down, moving the chest low. Step forward to a squat. Both feet walk outside your hands and come into a nice low, deep squat where you pry your thighs open, trying to open the hips here. Vinyasa. Come to a standing position. We start with our full breath. On your inhale, arms reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, step back to a high plank, a low push-up of your choice, and a back bend of your choice. Next, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step both feet forward. Inhale, tall breath at the top, standing position. Again, inhale, full breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, find a low plank, modified on the knees if you need to. Inhale, up dog, back bend of choice. You could do cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Dragon twist. Left leg to the sky, stack open your hips and roll out your ankle. Exhale, step left foot outside left hand and massage your hips here. Your toes open wide, your knee drapes away from your body. Inhale, left hand to the sky, eyes look up and hold. Crown of the neck lengthens, right leg is stiff and active. Belly pulls in tight. Release to a downward facing dog. Right leg to the sky, stack open the hips, roll out the ankle. Exhale, right foot outside right hand. Toes turn open, knee moves away from the body. Right hand to the sky and hold. Belly tight, crown of the head lengthens, right leg active. Exhale, left hand down. Step right foot back to meet the left, log roll. You're in a plank position. Heels rock side to side. Hands stay static underneath the chest. Your feet are far enough apart so that your entire side of your foot can touch the ground. Press through the inside arch to activate the inner thighs that keep your hips lifted. Do 10 of them. Downward facing dog. Vinyasa. Step or hop both feet forward. Roll up into a standing position. Inhale, both arms reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to a low push-up. Modified on the knees if you need to. Inhale to an up dog or a cobra. Exhale to a downward facing dog. Warrior 2. Step your left foot in between both hands. Drop the right heel and windmill both arms up. Left knee moves open towards the left pinky toe edge of the foot. Shoulders stack over hips. Bend knee a lot. Triangle. Straighten the left leg. Shift the shoulders forward, reaching past the toe. Left hand to the shin, right hand to the sky, eyes look up. Crown of the head lengthens. Inner groin stretch. Inhale to come up. Pivot your feet, warrior 2 facing the other direction. Right knee bends, shoulders over hips. Right knee moves towards the right pinky toe edge of the right foot. Sink low. Reach fingers apart. Triangle, straighten the right leg, shift the shoulders forward, right hand to the shin, left hand to the sky. Eyes look up, tight belly, crown of the head moves forward. Side plank. Inhale to come all the way up. Pivot and face the front of your mat. Windmill both hands down to the floor. Step both feet back into plank position. Rock your heels to the right, left hand to the sky. Rock your heels to the left, right hand to the sky. Side plank to side plank, switching each time. Do 10. Squat. Hop both feet outside hands. Do 10 squats on your own. Your toes grip the ground, your inner arches lift, supporting the ankles. Your knees track your toes can point forward or they can open up slightly. Your hips get low in line with the knees. Vertical hover. Using your dumbbell and everything that you learned in the juggling beginner class, you'll have a vertical hand position where you'll toss and catch. Remember, you're wearing shoes. This is a requirement for this class. As discussed in the juggling beginner class, you'll be tossing the bell up at head height, within grip range. If the bell falls, you step it back. Quick feet are happy feet. Handlebar is north and south. It's vertically oriented. Swing through the legs. At your apex of your swing, you'll pull your hand away. You'll start with a light, tender grip until you build confidence in the rhythm and motion of the bell. There will be hang time where the bell hovers. That's where you'll start to be able to pull your hand further and further away from it as you get your hand-eye coordination and timing right. Let's switch sides. Do the other hand. 10. Vertical hover. Both arms are not created equally, so one hand will be weaker or not as coordinated as the other. If the bell falls, step back quickly. Now we're going to switch. Each time it hovers, change hands, 10 of them. Remember, the bell is close. You shouldn't be overreaching to catch hold of it. Nice job. Horizontal hover. Handlebar is now east and west, horizontally oriented. Same thing, 10 on the right side. You'll start with a gentle finger lift and then you'll be able to gradually move your hand all the way out of the way. Switch sides. 10 of them. Bell stays close to the groin when it swings through the legs. Alternate hand exchange. 10 of them. Find that weightlessness right in front of your face. Your elbows should be bent with how close it is to your chest. If you're catching it with straight arms, then the weight is too far away from you. Great job. Lateral hover. Covered in the Lateral Clean series, you'll have the weight in one hand, your left hand. You'll swing across the body, and when it's across the body, the handlebar is vertically oriented. At that cross-body position, find your hover. Do 10 of them. Remember, your feet pivot. Your chest turns to face each direction the bell is in. Nice job. When the weight is swinging towards the left, you'll have a horizontal position. Find weightlessness at the back end of the swing. You should start to feel weightlessness at both apexes of this swing, across the body on the right and then away from the body on the left. Your next set is 10 vertical hovers across and horizontal hovers on the left. Nice job. We'll switch hands. The bell is in the right. It crosses in front of the chest, and it's a vertical oriented hover, 10 of them. As we swing out to the right side, it's a horizontal hover. Do 10, right side, horizontal hover. Handlebar is east and west, parallel to the floor as it swings out to the right. You'll start to find weightlessness at both apexes. We'll find vertical hover across the body and horizontal hover to the right. Do 10. This exercise is again building hand-eye coordination and timing. This is very important if you're going to progress to the juggling advanced class. Nice. Moving on, windmill or an overhead rotation. Press the weight overhead with your left hand. Turn your right toes out to the right side. Bend both knees, eyes look up, and place your right forearm on your right thigh. This is your modification, your overhead rotation. We're going for 10 of them. Advanced option, full windmill. Shift the weight into the left leg, right leg is straight, your hand traces all the way down your thigh to the ankle. Either you modify in the overhead rotation or you do the full windmill. You have 10. Remember, your eyes look up. If you're not familiar with this movement, I highly recommend the Windmill series. We cover all of this in a beginner, intermediate, and advanced class. Switch sides. Bell is in the right, left toes turn out to the left. Overhead position, bending both knees is the modification for the overhead rotation with your elbow on your thigh. Do 10 of them like this. Alternative option, advanced variation, windmill, both legs straight. Weight shifts into the right hip. Left hand traces the thigh down to the ankle and comes back up. 10 of them. Your eyes look up the whole time. Your belly pulls in tight and your side obliques work to lower and lift you. Nice. All right, we're gonna move the dumbbell out of the way. Get some water. You made it to a water break. This is the halfway point of the class. When you're ready, move everything off the front end of the mat, grab your kettlebell, vertical hover. Just like with the dumbbell, the handlebar of the kettlebell will be vertically oriented. That's north and south position. This is horizontal, but we're going vertical. We'll start with the right hand, move to the left hand, and then we'll alternate hand exchange. Start with a basic swing, with the handlebar going north and south. Find the weightlessness in front of your chest, probably at forehead height, and see if you can pull your hand away. The weight is different than with a dumbbell. So you're thinking about bracing your core, engaging your lat, and keeping it close to the groin in the downswing. When you're done with your 10, switch to the other hand. You will feel the bell pull and tug if it's too far away from you. The downswing will be unmanageable, and you'll feel like you're going to topple forward past your toes off balance. So it's important to keep the elbows wide, your lats engaged, and the bell hovering close in front of your face. Let's take a quick break and actually talk about that. No overreaching. We want to avoid the bell getting too far away and trying to catch it. That's no good. When it goes too far away and you try to catch it, you'll put a lot of pressure in your hips, your lats disengage, and then you round your spine in the downswing, which causes too much pressure in your lower back. We never want that. If the bell seems like it's moving too far away from you, get away and let it fall on the floor. I'll demonstrate here on a sandy, rocky surface. Here I swing. The bell gets too far, I try to catch it, and it's a no good. If you're swinging and you notice that the bell forces you to overreach, then just let it fall and land on the floor. You want to make sure you back away from it and just allow it to drop. Let's reset. If you've completed 10 on the right and 10 on the left, then we'll move on with 10 alternate hand exchange. You'll swing and switch hands at the top. Switching hands at the top stays close to the head, handlebar north-south, no overreaching, nice and manageable and close to the groin. If you're having trouble with this, pause the video and just practice right side 10, left side 10, and then alternate hand exchange. If you're good, then we're moving on. Horizontal hover. We'll do 10 on the right side, 10 on the left side, and 10 alternate hand exchange. The handlebar will be east and west, parallel to the floor. Just like before, find the timing, then start to release the hand. After your 10 on the right, switch to the left. The handlebar needs to float east and west horizontally, but the entire bell needs to float vertically upwards rather than away from you. If you're having trouble with this, I highly recommend taking the entire Swings series: Swing Beginner, Intermediate, and Advanced. Let's move on to alternate hand exchange. 10, where you switch hands at the top. Find the hang time. Keep it close. Belly braced. Lats engage, shoulders back and away from your ears. Side flip. This is our first attempt with flipping. You'll be moving over to a soft floor. Handlebar will be north and south for first. You're going to turn the handlebar towards the right if you start with your right hand. The handlebar will revolve right to left. Watch me. I move to a soft surface. The handlebar is north and south. I kick the handlebar in the same direction in the same hand. So if my left hand is on the bell, I'm pushing the handlebar to the left. Just push it and let it fall. Do this several times. Your goal is to be able to keep the handlebar north and south while it rotates and revolves sideways. So now we're switching to the right. Let it fall and reset. Let's talk about this rotation with the left hand first. The heel of the hand kicks the handlebar towards the left. I'm pushing it with the heel, pressing my wrist forward to force the handlebar to go around the left side. If my left hand is on the bell, it's going to go left, and then the handlebar itself is going to swing in a circle and just place into my fingertips. Left hand swing. Find the weightlessness. Kick it to the left, and the handlebar swings around and finds itself back into my fingers. Try this 10 times. Do 3 swings in between, and then try to rotate the side-to-side flip. If your left hand is on the bell, you're kicking the handlebar to the left side. Can you do 1 swing in between to reset? Advanced option, you flip with each one. No swing in between for a reset. If you're ready to move on, we'll move on to the opposite hand. Right hand. The right heel of the hand kicks it to the right side. I'm pushing the handlebar to the right. It rotates around, and the handlebar finds its way into my fingers again. I push to the right, it rotates and catches in my finger grip. Right side goes around right side, and left hand goes around left side. Right goes right, and left goes left. Your goal is to do 10 consecutive. You have the ability of adding 2 or 3 swings in between each flip to get accustomed to it. Remember, both arms are not created equally, so you will not have the same experience between the right and the left hand. One hand will be dominant and easier. If you're working your non-dominant hand, remember no overreaching and allow it to fall on the floor. Pause the video if you're having trouble on this side and try the series again. Otherwise, we're moving on. My left hand isn't so good. My right hand is much better. We're working on an overflip. This is where the handlebar starts horizontally and it flips over itself. Handlebar is going to be east and west. You kick the handlebar up with the heel of your hand and your thumb. The handlebar is going to lift up and over and find its way into your fingers. Kick the handlebar up, it rotates around, and then makes its way back into your finger grip. Pick a side. We'll do 10. Remember to find your cadence with just regular swings. When you're comfortable with releasing the grip in the hover, then you'll use your thumb to push the handlebar up towards the ceiling. It rotates around, and the handlebar finds your fingers automatically. Your goal is to do 10 consecutively. Moving on to your opposite hand. Push the handlebar up. It rotates around and catches in your fingers. Begin. If your push to get the handlebar to rotate is a little too exuberant, you'll push the bell away from your swing zone, which will cause you to overreach, so let it fall. Remember, not both hands are created equally. Right now I'm using my non-dominant hand. This hand was never originally mine. It belonged to somebody else, I guess, because it never really works quite the same way as my other hand. Allow it to fall if you feel like you're going to overreach to catch it. If you notice that one side is just really bad and you can't handle flipping it, that's okay. You're going to take that bell on the same side that's your non-dominant and just omit the flip. You'll work on just the hover. So for me, this hand can't handle the flip. I'm going to do just 10 hovers and reset from the beginning. I recommend this for you if you're having an issue catching in the flip. Just work the hover. If this flip has been really difficult for you, I highly recommend taking the Juggling Beginner and then this class again. Practice makes perfect. Let's put our bells down, get some water, and then get ready for our cool down. The stretch in this class is very short, so I recommend the Juggling Stretch specific class, which is 20 minutes of specific stretches designed to counter and release after doing all the juggling. Take a seat and we'll windshield wipe the knees side to side. With your hands behind your back and your feet on the floor with knees bent, rock your knees right to left. Just release the lower back a little. The juggling series is a very hard and challenging series. The prerequisites are every other class before this. So check out Mojave Moves timeline and start taking all of the other classes leading up to this. Reverse tabletop. Fingertips point forward, hips lift, counter the shoulder rotation, and open up the front of the hip flexors. Threading the needle. Lay all the way down on your back. Place your right foot on the floor and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Reach your left hand between your legs and pull your right shin in. Keep your head and shoulders grounded. Every exhale, bend the arms, pull. Twist. Drape your knees over to the right. Your left foot will be planted on the ground. Eyes look left. Both shoulders stay touching the floor. On your inhale, come on up and switch legs. Right ankle crosses over the left, right arm reaches between, pull the left shin in. Your head, shoulders, and tailbone stay down for a flat back. Each exhale, bend the arms and try to draw your shin in closer. Twist. Drape your legs over to the left, eyes look right. Both shoulders touch the mat. Inhale to come up, bridge. Place both feet on the floor, knees bent, hands by your hips, palms down. Lift your hips, shrug your shoulders under, and interlace all 10 fingers behind your back. Drive down firmly with your knuckles. Lift and open the chest. Press down through the heels. Activate the hamstrings and glutes. Move your chin away from your chest. Roll down one vertebrae at a time. Bring your legs to tabletop. Do a couple rock and rolls. Come up into a seated position. Deltoid stretch with a tricep stretch. Windshield wipe your arms in front of your chest and cross one arm, hook with the elbow, squeeze and hold. Release, elbow to the sky, chin up, rib cage in. When you're ready, switch arms. Opposite arm crosses, hook with the elbow, deltoid stretch. One last big exhale into a tricep stretch, elbow to the sky, chin lifts, rib cage in. Side stretch. On your inhale, left arm reaches up and over, look under the armpit. Release, other side. Right arm reaches up, over, look under. On your inhale, come back to a seated position. Be grateful for all you achieved today. Thank yourself. I'll see you in the next class.